Welcome back to another episode, and today we are going to do something where I try to zoom the camera out all the way and then do the intro. But what we're doing today is actually a really fun episode. I'm pretty excited for this one. What we are doing is we are putting side skirts. I am showing you guys how to make your own side skirts for your car, not for your own self. I mean, if you want to wear a skirt on your one side, that's you. But let me show you what they're going to look like. So this is the end product that we're going for right here. We have this bottom splitter piece, we have this side extension piece, and we have the side piece to make it square. And so I'm gonna run you back through this today, and I'm gonna show you guys how to make this happen. First off, as a little background, this is gonna be a 3-piece style side skirt, as I said, with the one piece on here, then your extension, and then your splitter part. So here's why we're gonna do this, just to start, so you guys get a little background on what I'm doing. So if you see these side skirts right here, the start sort of stands out. Just first reference, these are shorter because I have flares that are gonna cover up the difference. Anyway, so as you can see, there's this ledge right here because this bends in, and I honestly think it looks a little wonky with this cart. So this piece right here, I did not buy this from the store. This is actually an old gutter that I just chopped up and used part of that to get on. So I'll show you where that is first. So to make this part right here, actually, I don't have a gutter laying around because used it up, obviously, but all you need to do is you don't need to worry about riveting in the bottom or anything right now. You just take a piece of metal. If you have a gutter, it's great because it already has that 90-degree bend. We'll take a sheet metal, make it have that 90-degree bend so it tucks underneath, and then measure out as many rivets as you want that go all the way across. I'm going to be adding one more in between each one to make it a little more flush with the body because it has a little curve out there. But that's the first step, is just getting this base on. This is probably the easiest part of it all, but the rest is also relatively easy as well. The second piece that you're going to need is this extension piece. This is now, what I got is a 4-inch PVC pipe from Lowe's. Unfortunately, they didn't have any 3-inch square PVC pipe, so I got a 4. And as you can see, I cut it in 2 different spots, one on each side, and then riveted those sides together. So luckily, this is the back side where it doesn't need to be smooth. But that front side, this is a smooth ledge that goes all the way down to make that look nice, flat, and flush on the outside. And then we just riveted it in like that, and that held it along the edge, and we'll keep it nice and sturdy and straight. I'm doing a quick little tangent to show you. Here's the rivets on those other sides. They aren't really noticeable. Oh, where's my finger? They aren't really noticeable at all when you put the skirt on, which is really nice because these ones attract most of the attention. So those ones blended nicely. And now let's go back and show you how I made that piece. So as I said, you cut this piece up. They only have it in white, and it cost, I want to say around, it was about $50 to get 2 PVC pipes like this. So this is a cheap way to do it, but it's not going to be the cheapest probably. But to get the look I want, this is a lot cheaper than spending the hundreds of dollars to get it. And so that final piece that we have is we have the side splitter. Now this is just a big sheet of, oh, what is it? I just want to say 3/16 inch ABS plastic that's smooth on one side and rough on the other side. And what we're going to be doing with this is we're going to be cleaning it up, and then we're going to be wrapping it gloss black to match the splitter or match the side skirt. So in order to cut this, all you have to do is you have to pick a design that you want. So I want a design that came out on the side skirt like across there, and then had a little lip on the back and a little lip on the front right there. So I went ahead and cut that out earlier when I first tested out the side skirt, and then I flipped it over and made a copy and did that for the other side, and that's how I ended up with this. So you guys didn't get to see me cut out those pieces, which is totally fine, because honestly that's just the longest part of the process, is actually getting things cut to get to be the right size that you want. But once you got them, everything else rolls pretty quickly. It's just you kind of, you build from the ground up. Once you have that base on the car with the gutter, you just build ground up and attach the pieces together to make them work. So the next step that we're going to be doing is we are going to be attaching this splitter to this extension. And in order to do that, the tools that you're going to need is you're going to need a drill, and you're going to need rivets. It's as simple as that. Also, you will need a tape measure to make sure that your sides on each side are even. Before we do any of that though, I'm going to interrupt you guys, and I'm going to go ahead and clean up and wrap that splitter gloss black, because wrapping it after is a lot more of a pain, and you won't get that exact precise look that you're going for. So let's go ahead and wrap that side splitter now. Alright, wrapping the flare is done. That's not the flare that we wrapped the side splitter. Anyway, side splitter's all wrapped. Now next part you want to do is you want to get a couple jack stands and lift it up underneath the car, kind of get that placement. And from here what we're going to be doing is the majority it'll be staying on these jack stands, and we're just going to be messing around making sure that fitment is correct. So what next thing you're going to need is a tape measure. Alright, I got my tape measure here, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at the completed flare here. We're not going to be measuring these ends. We're actually going to be measuring the center part and seeing the distance that it's sticking out. So it's here, we went and looked. Let's see if we'll get this focused. It looks like it's about 2 inches out from this side. Sorry, it's kind of hard holding that a little awkwardly angle. Just want to check the middle. Again, we're just at 2 inches. Sorry, it's not focusing. In the back, again, just over 2 inches. So, if you go to the other side, all we need to do is make sure that this bottom splitter is lined up with this extension correctly. We don't need to worry about the gutter part, just the splitter to the extension, because the gutter part is the last thing we're going to, or matching it to the gutter is going to be the last thing we're going to be doing. So let's go ahead and get that in position where it's 2 inches out from this extension. Alright, so now this is all measured up. Last thing you want to measure though before we go to actually riveting this in is you want to measure this front and back, make sure this lip is correct, what's sticking out in front. So what happened was I cut this piece, this actual PVC piece, about 1 inch longer than the last one, or maybe about 1.5 inches, sorry. And so it'll be sticking out a little further on the back here. So on the other side, the splitter sticks out to the back. This one will be there. It doesn't actually matter in the long run because 1, the flare is covering it, and 2, I could always trim that off later if I actually want to or need to. Though I will probably leave it as is because it's not something that's really noticeable, and in the long run it should just blend in just fine. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to want to rivet in the bottom. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a zigzag pattern all the way along the bottom. It'll probably be about 8 to 10 rivets. So the hard part about this is that you want to start in the middle and work your way out, but you would like to do it on the bottom while it's under the car if possible. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a drill and see if we can make this happen. If not, we're going to grab some tape and we're going to lay it across here right along the edge, all the way across here, and just line it up. So let's go ahead and get the tape first, see if we can get it from the bottom, which would make it a lot easier. If not, we're just going to we're going to pull that off, go to a little workbench or work lawn chair, and go ahead and get the rivet up. So let's just go ahead and shut up and just get this riveted. So we got this piece all attached now. It's held on completely, which is fantastic, super strong. So next thing we're going to do before we attach it on is, since I think you guys saw it, it's a little hard for the drill to reach all the way under, and it's going to be at a little weird angle. So what we're going to need to do is take about a 1-inch circle drill bit and just drill a few holes in there in order to keep it, so that way we can get the screws through in order to mount it up into the car itself. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, drill out a few holes, and then we'll move on to the next step from there. Alright, we got 4 holes drilled out, and those are where our mounting points are going to be. So now is when we're going to actually mount it to the car, and this is probably going to be the most controversial part about this. This is the way I mount it, and it's worked for me just perfectly. It holds up, it's strong, but if you have a better way, and you're like, Philip, you're an idiot, that's not going to last, well, okay, it's lasted, but you tell me your way. Check the comments, guys, if you want to see other ways to do it, but here's the way that I'm going to do it. So what I have here are 4 thick screws with thick threads that stick out a bit wider than the screw itself. So what we're going to do is we're going to drill through the top of this and into the body underneath here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to drill these onto there through the thingy into the blah blah blah. Let me try that again. So what we're going to do is we're going to drill these screws up through the holes that we've made. The holes are going to be smaller than the screws themselves, so the tension and the friction will push them up, pull them through, and will hold the side skirt up just fine. So I've done this before, it's done on the other side. I ran the other side for about a month, and it held on just fine. And I've done it on other people's side skirts. It's worked out, and so here's what we're going to do. We're going to do it. So if you guys have a better way, of course, please let me know in the comments. Guys, check the comments. A lot of times people are a lot smarter than me, but I just want to do it, and I'm going to try to figure out a way, and this is the way that I figured out, working with what I have. So let's go ahead and get underneath, drill those holes in from the bottom, screw these in. I am going to dab a little silicone on the ends of each one of these to make it so that hopefully they'll stick a bit better. Just a little insurance. Shouldn't do much, but I mean, why play it safe when you could be sorry, or however that saying goes. Anyway, let's go ahead and get these screws drilled in. Well, that was a pain just to get that one in, so I'm going to go ahead and do the rest really quickly, but I just wanted to show you guys before I do it. I'm going to drop the jacks, and that's dropped. So those jacks are not doing anything right now but sitting there, and it's holding itself up just nicely. So add in 3 more of those, and it's going to be plenty sturdy to hold itself. That's what we're going to do next. I'm just going to add in the other 3. Still going to get the support so it's nice and flush. Going to get those other 3 in, then I'll check back in with you. Alright, side skirts are on. Only have 2 things left to do, and the first thing of those 2 is to cap off the ends. If you want to leave them open, then sure, go ahead, leave them open, but I don't want to leave them open, so I'm going to go ahead and cap them off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out a piece of cardboard to cover this size, and then I'm going to cut that size out of sheet metal, and then seal it all on, cover it in some black vinyl, and we'll be good to go. Thumbs up. Ooh, lollipop, vanilla, it's the goat. Side skirts are all sealed up, capped there, and capped there. So at this point we are almost done, and I still can't find any good lighting. But what we're going to do next, final part, is to just paint it. Not painting the whole bottom part, but getting rid of all that blue and red, just painting that whole top strip. So I'm sure you guys have seen it a million times, so next thing you guys will be seeing is the finished product. Alright, well it's pretty much all done. Actually it is all done. So let me guys show you the finished. Alright guys, so it's done now. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the finished product. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, especially because now I finally have matching side skirts on both sides of my car. So here's what it looks like. So this is the finished product that you'll be getting. You'll be getting a side skirt that is a little 3-step side skirt. Oh, you cannot see it. Oh, there you go. Different stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. Look at that. And look at that paint quality. Looking pretty shiny. So pretty happy with that right now. Actually, I'm gonna be pretty happy with it later too. So that's pretty much just how it's done. Fairly simple, a lot cheaper than a lot of side skirts, and gives you that look that hopefully you're going for. I really hope this video helped you guys a lot. Man, I cannot talk at all. I really hope this video helped you guys out a good amount. If it did, then yay, cool. I know what else to do. If it didn't, then oh well. I appreciate the view, and hope you find something else that does. One thing I wanted to touch on really quickly before I signed off for the day and said goodbye. The reason, not only why, so there's a couple reasons why I did it this way and not just bolted this directly straight up to here. So the biggest reason that I didn't bolt this to here is I wanted to get it a couple inches lower, which is understandable. But the second biggest reason, and this is closely following it, because if you bolt this up here, what I've noticed on a lot of cars and other builds that I've seen that have done just the plexi or just the ABS sheet to the side skirt is that the outside gets a little warped and it starts to get waves in it and looks kind of weird after a while. Same thing happened with mine. When I first did this, just bolted straight up to here, and so I wanted that straight solid base, and I'm going to get that by with all the rivets that we attached to the back of this. So it is very strong, it's going to stay flat, it's going to stay sharp like this, and that is exactly what we want. So that's really all I have for you guys. I really appreciate the views, guys. It's been great. If you want to see more updates on the car in general, I have a bunch of other videos in my channel that you can watch. If you also want to see sooner updates, I post on Instagram a lot quicker than I post on YouTube. So if you want to see updates before they actually come out, then give the Instagram a good check at PhilSuper. It's in the description below. It should be at the end of this video. If you want to help donate to the channel, then the 3 ways to do it are the PayPal, GoFundMe, and Patreon. I'd love it if you guys did. If you didn't, who cares? I don't care. This is just YouTube. I appreciate everything I can get, though. Yeah, that's really about it. Don't forget, dislike, unsubscribe, leave your hit in the comments, guys. Bye!